How you doing, guys? Welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 8th of June 2021. I'll just preface the video by saying it's like a billion degrees over here, so got the windows and doors open. You might hear a little bit of noise, birds chirping, which isn't a bad thing, I guess. So yeah, with that said, I want to talk about CHSB. I want to do it pre-powwow, so hopefully if I can get this out before then, that should be pretty interesting. But we'll see. So we've already gone through all of this analysis in terms of upper levels, lower levels, and so on. And I'll just kind of say we're stuck between fractals. So effectively, what that means is we're stuck between two opposing levels, and they're both very strong, right? The $1 level is obviously at this point very important. Yeah, we need to get back above this. Now, I say this a lot, and I'm going to continue to say it, and I want to re-emphasize. Just because price is below $1 and let's say it doesn't get above $1 for a while, that doesn't mean it's going to go lower. Yeah, it doesn't mean it's going to drop and become extremely bearish. I don't like using that term, but that it's going to become bearish and it's just going to tank and basically implode on itself and die. Yeah, that's not what it means at all. But the longer we stay below $1, the more likely we are to have more of this. Kind of grinding into levels and so on. But there will come a moment where price is completely rebalanced, objective fulfillment is done, everything's finished, and there's only one place left for CHSB to go, and that's up. Right? It just takes longer to get there while it's grinding below $1. So this is very important. We need to get back above this so we can start to gain some momentum and start to pick things up a little bit. Okay. In terms of lower level liquidity, we've gone through the mean here, and if we just drop down to the 4 hour, I'll show you the other level, which is effectively this one. We came very close to it, and I am expecting this to be traded to, at some point, probably around about sort of 55-ish. I'm not seeing prices much lower than that. Okay, there is some liquidity build up here now, and I'll try to explain this way. Before this consolidation here, okay, so before this small consolidation here, okay, and I'll make a reference by, oh, it's here, it's normally up here, so I'll make a reference to the small consolidation and just make it red, whatever. So before this happened, there was no liquidity above it. Now that sounds like a weird thing to say, but just bear with me. As price crossed through this point here, and then it starts to grind sideways while it's dipping into this liquidity pool on the daily chart, right? So this is a daily liquidity pool. As price crosses through this and picks up liquidity, it's picking up buy liquidity, starts to grind up a little bit, and then it starts to go sideways. Okay, it's rebalancing just here, yeah? So it rebalanced, then it starts to go sideways. This is a good sign. It's showing that price is accumulating buys or buy side liquidity, to offload. And the only way that I can show is to zoom right out. Oh, I must have took it off the chart. Where is it? Strange. Anyway, it's to offload up here. Okay, around about the 140. That's very strange. I don't know where that's gone. I know it's linked to my phone, so maybe that's what's happened. When I change things on trading view on the app, it changes it on here as well, so I might have just removed that by accident. But to offload up here, okay, so with that said, yeah, it's a good thing. So it's accumulating more, and then it starts to slowly bleed and drift lower into the mean. Okay, hits the liquidity pool down here, which is, it becomes so fractal in nature that we could just keep doing this and doing this and doing this ad infinitum. Okay, so we're not going to do that. But it's dipping into the other liquidity pool here below the mean of the primary liquidity pool on the daily. Okay, and then we have this 4 hour liquidity pool, which is I'm expecting price to kind of come down to. And if it does that and everything that I've just said, there's not really much left. The next one's going to be all the way down here around about 20. I'm not expecting that. So, this is it's actually very healthy, what Swissborg is doing. When we're sitting through it, it's frustrating. You're seeing your kind of profits erode, or your losses growing. But look at the pace and the speed in which it's growing. Yeah, It's not aggressive, it's not excessive, you know, and it bodes well, even though you know, in terms of correlation, I'm not really a fan of Bitcoin and so on, you know, in terms of correlation between Swissborg and Bitcoin. But it bodes well that if price on Bitcoin starts to drift a little bit low into this area, that, I mean, you guys know I've spoken about this so much now. You know, if price continues to bleed low and it goes to where, you know, I've already discussed, you know, and CHSB in turn is hitting the bottom end of the 4-hour liquidity pool and cleaning up and picking up, you know, cleaning up and picking up, rebalancing, doing whatever it needs to do, and then Bitcoin starts to grind higher a little bit, we should start to see some upside on CHSB, which will be quite, I'm not going to say dramatic, but we should potentially pop a little bit, yeah, a little bit more volume comes in, you know, some orders hit the market, and then potentially we grind back up to the $1. But so far so good, everything's nice, everything's calm, you know. I'm really liking the way that Swissborg is moving, or CHSB, you know, is moving. It's healthy, it's not showing any signs, you know, of weakness, it's just showing a normal healthy accumulation, you know, buy liquidity, which again, like I said, it has to offload all the way up at 140. I can't explain why, guys, you know, again, you have to understand, you know, the math all the way up to this point, you know, but what I'm doing at this point is just going through and just pointing everything out. I've already done the calculations, I've already kind of worked on things, and obviously because we look at this on a daily basis, you know, I look at this on a daily basis. It's the same with euro and pound, you know. I look at these so much. I have a very good flow now with, you know, CHSB, just like I do with the euro USD, just like I do with pound USD. You know, so I'm constantly on top of liquidity all the time. You know, the order flows, the liquidity. So when I just throw out random numbers, they're not random. You know, obviously there's a lot of work that that goes into that. So with all of that said, I mean, it's again, I'm happy with the way that CHSB is moving. There is something else I wanted to discuss, but I'm not going to go into it in this video. I might do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it separately. I'll do it separately, so we can kind of keep everything, you know, in its compartmentalized and everything where it needs to be, because I don't want to bounce around in a CHSB video, and then, you know, take the the focus off CHSB and go on to something else. You know, I want to keep what I've said in this video, you know, focused on CHSB, and, you know, so when you walk away, you know, it's, yep, I kind of understand. So I'll do the others in separate videos. What else? Is there anything interesting on the daily that I've missed? I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, if you just drop down to the hourly for a second, yeah, you see, you see the way, this is such a good example. You look at the way that price is, you know, picking up and dealing off. Yeah, picks up liquidity, it deals it off, picks up liquidity, it deals it off. Very efficient, nice, controlled, steady, you know, none of this aggressive, you know, erratic, all over the place, crazy movement. It's just nice, it's controlled, you know, and it bodes well. It bodes well. We start to grind up a little bit, you know, and every time we grind up, you know, it's doing its job. It's doing its job, you know. So it's a patience, you know, it's a patience thing. It's a waiting game, you know. I'm not expecting, and I'm not expecting, and I would suggest that nobody else expects, you know, the powwow tonight, or any powwow for that matter, to cause, you know, an influx of, you know, insanity to hit CHSB where it just rips and starts to go up to the upside. Obviously, it's nice if it happens that way, but, you know, I never look at the powwow like that. And to be fair, I actually don't watch them live. I rarely watch them live. I'll say it like that. You know, I just kind of go after the fact. The reason I do that is because I like to let the powwow finish, you know, and watch price. Yeah, because this is a really good way for me to test a theory, you know, that I've been kind of working on between the powwow and the way that price is behaving, you know. So I like to look at price while the powwow is on, while I'm not watching it, and then when I see the reactions in price, I kind of gauge a few things. But I'm just really super anal like this, so just, you know, I'm not saying do the same, I'm just saying that's what I do, because I just have to know everything basically. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. There will be, I've already gone through Bitcoin obviously separately. I'm going to do Uni. I want to revisit Uniswap. and you trust, but I'm going to do those in separate videos. Yeah, cool. So take care, guys. Hope everyone's having an awesome day and enjoying this beautiful weather, and I will catch up with you guys in the chat and in the Smart Talk tomorrow at 6:30. Be there or be square. Take care, guys. Bye.